Welcome to Meet the Candidate with your host, Sue Lonnie Madsen. Meet the Candidate is your opportunity to see local candidates and hear about the experiences that have shaped their lives. Meet the Candidate is a nonpartisan community project brought to you by our friends at Greater Spokane Incorporated, Ponderosa Republican Women's Club, We Believe, We Vote, and Better Spokane. Now, here's Sue Lonnie.
Okay, welcome to Meet the Candidate, and my guest for this session is Ted Cummings, who is running for the 4th Legislative District, State Representative, Position 1. Welcome, right. Ted.
Thank you.
Just a casual conversation to get acquainted, and starting with, so tell me about where you grew up.
I grew up in Spokane on early years on the South Hill. I graduated from Gonzaga Prep, and then I went to SCC and got my AA.
What did you study at SCC?
Just liberal arts.
Just general.
I planned to go on, but then life kind of got in the way, and that's as far as I went.
Yeah, well, I had that conversation with my daughter. It's good to be able to check off that first box, and then you can do just fine.
Yeah.
So that was your early education. So what did you do with that? Where did life take you from there?
Well, actually, I wasn't planning on any education at all. I was going to be a cowboy, and out of high school, I started on working at a horse ranch, and ended up getting married. And my wife had a couple boys, and then the horse industry died out, and I had a wife and kids, and I needed a living wage job with health care. And the only place I could walk right in there was the mead smelter, and I became a steel worker in 1988.
Up in 88, let's see. I actually was loaned out to the engineering department at Mead from the architecture firm I was working with, and I had 4 or 5 months there where I could wander through the mead smelter as long as I put on my hard hat and carried a clipboard. It was a fascinating place.
It was.
It was. Have you had a chance to do so? I want to go back to that work experience when, as a kid, like what was the first time you connected work and pay? I
had a paper route early on. I inherited my older brothers had a route, and then we just assumed it, and then mowed lawns. And at 16, I became a shipping clerk downtown at another business that no longer exists, Spokane Shaver, and worked there till I went to work for the horse ranch. So I've worked from probably 10 years old, I think.
Sorry about that.
That's
all right. Is that picking that up? My phone was off, but it has an alarm, and I'm on the volunteer fire department.
Well, that's more important than this conversation. So if you need to respond, I'll wait.
It's fine. It's our neighboring district. Thank you for being flexible.
You bet. You bet.
Appreciate
I know
that.
What our priorities are. Someone's house is trouble. So.
No, it was informational. So back to this. This is all about you, not about me.
Okay.
Have you had an opportunity to do any kind of travel that's given you some insights?
I was in a labor dispute in 1998, and I had to relocate. Well, I didn't have to, but I chose to relocate, and I went to upstate New York for 2.5 years and worked for Alcoa.
That's quite a shift.
It was a real experience, yeah. I also had my mother immigrated from Sweden, and my grandfather lived in Sweden, so I went over there several times and visited him in Sweden, and really enjoyed that.
Did your family maintain any of the Swedish language at home? Or?
We didn't. I didn't. I mean, I can say a few words, but that's it. And I regret that I didn't pick it up because Mom, obviously wanted us to, but I was. Yeah,
kids are always like that.
Yeah.
So, are there some observations you had from those trips that have really kind of stuck with you as you look at problems here?
People are people, and I was in 3,000 miles away in a smelter, but all the people are the same. The names change and the faces change, but you still have all the same characters and all the same personalities. And wherever I went, on my travels over there, and I went to down south too, people are great wherever you are. That was the one thing I took away from it.
So you have a nice life going, and what is it that prompted you to step up and run for elected office? Not everybody does that.
Well, it's exactly that. I have the best life anyone could ever have, and I can't sit back at my ranch and think, well, I have everything, while I see my neighbors and fellow citizens, struggling, or what I perceive to be struggling, and I believe that I could help, and that's kind of pushed me into this. Yeah.
Okay. I think we're coming up on that time where it's your turn to answer the key question for every candidate.
Okay.
How do you see the duties of this elected office, and why should people vote for you and choose you for this office?
Well, I think the duties of this office should be that you represent all the people, not just the people that agree with you or your viewpoint. And that's what I want to do. I want to work collaboratively with all the representatives throughout the state, and I want to do the things that I believe Washington's done well in the past, and that's build things and grow things and ship things. And I've seen the meat smelter close, and I saw a mag plant up in Addy close, and I think it's a real shame that we've moved away from manufacturing in Washington. And I'd like to work to get our trade schools and our apprenticeship programs full and growing, and fill a need for skilled work out there that I believe exists. So that's how I see my role as a state representative.
Okay. Well, Ted, I appreciate you coming today, and good luck in your campaign.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching Meet the Candidate. Spokane Talks thanks our community-minded partners, Greater Spokane Incorporated, the Ponderosa Republican Women's Club, We Believe We Vote, and Better Spokane for helping make Meet the Candidate possible.